Namaste everyone. Welcome to Gentle Yoga. There are some points you need to note. Please follow the instructions to avoid adverse reactions. Please, you can do this yoga sitting down on a chair or on the floor. If you need to, please take a support for your back. Keep your spine straight at all times. Do the practices gently, without strain, and within your own capacity. It's not a competition. Limitation in the duration or count of the specific exercise will be told by Dr. Narayan. When in doubt about the practice, please seek clarification. But remember, liability is all yours. Do not multitask or merge two exercises. The slower you do, the better it is. Visualize the part of the body that is being exercised for maximum benefit. Regular disciplined practice is the key. If you miss a day, use video recordings. Yoga is not a physical exercise and it's not a religious practice either. Yoga brings good health of mind and body, inner awareness, and a sense of cosmic connection. Okay. We'll start now. I am going to mute everyone and I'm going to and Dr. Narayan will unmute himself.
Okay, we will begin with 3 ohms as usual. And let's take a deep breath in. We can begin with our chakra vibrations as usual. So bring your awareness to the perineum, and the perineum is the point in between the anus and the genital area, and focusing there as we gently squeeze our buttocks, we do the mantra Lam. When we do the mantra Lam, we press the little finger against the thumb. Take a deep breath in. Lam. 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 Release the mudra and continue. Lam. One last time. Lam. Now bring the awareness 1 inch above the perineum, and this is behind where we urinate. And there, as we contract from front to back, we hold the ring finger pressed against the thumb, and we use the mantra Vam. Take a deep breath in. Vam. 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 Release the mudra. Vam. Bring the awareness behind the navel, and here we do the sound, a rum. As you squeeze gently into the navel, drawing it inward, we press the middle finger against the thumb as we do the sound, a rum. Take a deep breath in. Rum. Rum. Release. Rum. Now bring your awareness to the throat, and here we will use the mantra hum, and here we keep the thumbs up in a loose fist. We forgot the yam, sorry. So we are coming into, I skipped one chakra. We come in between the breasts in the middle of the body, and here we do the sound yam. And when we do yam, we press the index finger against the thumb. This is an area that's difficult to contract. Just do a mental compression. Take a deep breath in. Yam. Yam. Release the mudra. Yam. Now we have the thumbs up mudra, and we focus on the throat and we do the sound hum. Take a deep breath in. Hum. 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 Release the mudra. Hum. Come to the top of the head, and here we do Om. Again, the thumbs up mudra. Release the mudra and continue. Last time. Now we are ready to go on to the Ujjayi Pranayama, the happy face breathing. Is somebody leading that? Okay, then it is me. So bring your, so those of you who know it, please proceed. And those of you who don't know it, close your eyes and observe how you feel in the throat. And as you're watching your throat with your eyes closed, make a big smile and feel a slight stretch in the throat. And keeping your attention on that stretch in the throat, inhale and exhale slowly and feel like the air is rubbing in that place. It almost feels like restricted breathing with a light suction kind of feeling. So I'll show you how slow it is by raising up my hand as I inhale and bring it down as I exhale. And then later on, I will come close to the microphone and you will hear my breath going up and down. So here we go. Continue. Try to keep a focus on that smile and the stretch in the throat, and don't lift up your chin too high. Then you won't be able to feel it as effectively. Yes, very nice. Okay, now let's get on to the next exercise. In this exercise, Surinder Sabharwalji, I'm going to rest of you. We are.
Yeah, I should I do something else?
You should do that hymn in
Right.
your chest, lungs.
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And you can mute yourself. Good.
Okay.
And for the rest of you, we are going to do the visualization of the mantra Haim Im Am, 3 syllables, Haim Im Am. And you visualize it as a flow coming up from the sternum and going to the top of the head. Haim Im Am, Haim Im Am, Haim Im Am. There is no correlation with the breath, so don't worry about the breath. Close your eyes and feel the vibration move up. Haim Im Am. Now we are ready to go on to our spinal alignment exercises. So we'll begin with the neck. Is there somebody who was going to do it? Nobody? Okay. So Manuja, were you going to do it?
Yeah, and I wasn't sure if I am Vijayaji would continue today or if I were to continue.
No,
So I
no,
kept quiet.
that for her it is next week.
Oh, okay.
So this week, whoever was doing, today is the last day.
Okay. Okay, so we take a deep breath in, and as we exhale, bring your ear to one shoulder. And as you inhale, come back. Exhale, bring your ear to the other shoulder. Inhale, come back, and continue. We'll go to the next exercise. Inhale, and as you exhale, turn your head as though looking over one shoulder. Inhale, come back. Exhale, turn your head looking over the other shoulder. Inhale, come back and continue.
For those of you who may have elevated blood pressure, particularly the higher number, the systolic, if it is high, these neck exercises should have substantial effect in reducing the systolic blood pressure.
We move to the next exercise. As you inhale, take your head backwards. And as you exhale, bring your chin towards your chest. Inhale, take your head back. And as you exhale, bring your chin towards your chest and continue.
Anand, you may not want to do this exercise yourself because of the neck injury. We'll talk about it after the session.
As you bring your head towards the chest, now we do a 360-degree rotation. Inhale for half a circle. And exhale for the other half, completing the rotation. And continue. And you can go the other direction. Inhale for half a circle and exhale for the other. We now move to the next exercise. We'll do the alternate shoulder exercise. So as you inhale, lift one shoulder, and as you exhale, push it back and bring it down, rotating it. Inhale, lift the other shoulder. As you exhale, push it back, rotating it. Inhale and exhale, and continue. We move to the next exercise. Hands in front, and as you inhale, lift your palms up, open your fingers, and as you exhale, thumb in and fist down. Inhale up, exhale 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 down. Now we will do the wrist rotations. Inhale and exhale as you rotate your wrists. We can go the opposite direction now. Okay, we can go to the next exercise. So for this, bring your elbows aligned to the shoulders. As you inhale, open up your palms and rotate around your wrists. Inhale and exhale. We can go the other way now. Okay, we move to the next exercise. For this, interlock your fingers and place them behind your head or neck. And as we exhale, we are going to twist to one side. And as we inhale, we'll come back. And don't bend your head and keep your elbows straight in 180 degrees. Exhale, twist. Inhale, come back. Exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale, come back and continue. We now move to the next exercise, which is shoulder rotations. Here, as you inhale, lift both the shoulders, and as you exhale, push them back and bring them down, rotating. Inhale and exhale, rotating both the shoulders. We now go to the next exercise, which is sideways twisting. For this, there are two ways. One is you could keep the hands in front. As you exhale, you twist. Take one hand behind the back, the other hand swinging to the shoulder, and exhale and twist. As you inhale, you come back. The other option is you could keep the hand on the opposite knee, and this hand goes behind the back. So exhale, twist, and inhale, come back. Exhale, twist, the other side. Inhale, come back, and continue. We move to the next exercise. For this, cross one leg over the other and interlock your fingers at the knee. as you exhale, pull the knee towards yourself and twist your head in the same direction as the leg that you're holding. And as you inhale, relax. Exhale, pull up the knee and twist, looking over the same direction the leg you're holding. Inhale, relax. Exhale, twist. Inhale, relax. And continue. We can now change legs. Cross the other leg over. Exhale, pulling up the knee towards yourself and twist. Inhale, come back and continue. Okay, we move to the next exercise, which is cycling. So for this, stretch out your legs. We will do one leg at a time. As you inhale, lift one leg. And as you exhale, stretch it out and bring it down in a cycling motion. Inhale and exhale. We now do the other leg. Inhale, lift your leg. As you exhale, stretch it out and bring it down in a cycling motion. And relax.
So now we are ready for the Bhastrika Pranayama, the full deep breathing. Now, was anybody going to lead that?
I can lead that if you like.
Who is that?
Gita.
Go ahead.
For the Bhastrika Pranayama, we can do it in two manners. One is to have the hand placed in the stomach, and when you inhale, you'll see the stomach come outward, and the shoulders and the chest expands when you inhale, and when you exhale, the shoulders and the chest contracts and the stomach contracts inward. In the second variation, you can have the hands placed next to your shoulders. When you inhale, you will feel the chest, shoulders, and the stomach expands and the elbows come outward. And when you exhale, you will see the chest, shoulders, and the elbows come downward, and the stomach goes inward, and the hand goes closed. In whichever way you're comfortable, we can do it 20 times now. Please follow along with me. In both ways, you can keep the exhalation little longer than the inhalation. Let's start. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Inhale. Exhale. 3. Inhale. Exhale. 4. Inhale. Exhale. 5. Inhale. Exhale. 6. Inhale. Exhale. 7. Inhale. Exhale. 8. Inhale. Exhale. 9. Inhale. Exhale. 10. Inhale. Exhale. 11. Inhale. Exhale. 12. Inhale. Exhale. 13. Inhale. Exhale. 14. Inhale. Exhale. 15. Inhale. Exhale. 15. Inhale. Exhale. 16. Inhale. Exhale. 17. Inhale. Exhale. 18. Inhale. Exhale. 19. Inhale. Exhale. 20. Inhale. Exhale. You can now relax. If you wish, you can keep one palm over the top of the other and the thumbs close to each other. And observe the sensation in the head and let it calm down naturally.
Once the sensation leaves the head, even if it has come at the neck or below, we can go to the next session. Anybody still feeling sensation in the head? Just raise your hand. Okay. So shall we go to the next session? One thing, Geeta, I want you to try something slightly different this time. And this for everyone too. You inhale, and when you exhale, don't come like this. Instead, when you exhale, immediately close your hands and bring down. Okay? And then I want you to tell me what is the difference. Okay, let's go.
Let's start again. How many times are we doing it, Dr.
20
Raju?
breaths, 20 breaths.
Relax. Inhale. Close your hands and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 3, inhale. Exhale. 4, inhale. Exhale. 5, inhale. Exhale. 6, inhale. Exhale. 7, inhale. Exhale. 8, inhale. Exhale. 9, inhale. Exhale. 10, inhale. Exhale. 11, inhale. Exhale. 12, inhale. Exhale. 13, inhale. Exhale. 14, inhale. Exhale. 15, inhale. Exhale. 16, inhale. Exhale. 17, inhale. Exhale. 18, inhale. Exhale. 19, inhale. Exhale. 20, inhale. Exhale. Relax. Close your eyes and observe the sensation on the head.
Some of you may still be feeling it in your head, but most of you, it has subsided from the head. So I'm going to, let's go on to meditation once the sensations subside. Mentally tell yourself, I give up all ideas and concepts and I care about nothing. Keep both your palms upward facing with the thumb touching each other, one over the other, one palm over the other and the thumbs touching. And with the affirmation, I give up all ideas and concepts and I care about nothing. I let go of everything. I surrender to God, whatever ways in which you can let go. And if you have a personal mantra, you can do it. If you don't, just use your, just watch your breath. And tell yourself, Let me begin. Lift up your hands and bring it 6 inches in front of your eyes and look straight into the palm of your hands as you open your eyes. So tomorrow will be the long session. We will have an hour and a half session. And when we started this session, we had the West Coast in mind. So we thought Saturdays and Sundays, we will do the long session. But since we are also many of you are from India, and I think Friday is the beginning of the weekend. So we will make, and from next week on, Fridays, we will make the long session, and also on Saturdays, long session. Sunday here in the West Coast, which is Monday morning in India, it'll be the short 1 hour session that we did today. Okay. Would that work better? So we'll keep it that way. Okay. Now, can anybody tell me what is the difference between inhale and instead of coming like this? When you inhale and make a fist and come, can anybody tell the difference? What happens? Geeta, you were not able to experience it?
What I felt was when I finished the course, I felt more activity towards the top of my head when I did the second way. And I felt when it subsides, it passes all through the body, whereas in the other way, it was not able to pass through fully.
Very nice. Now I want everybody to stretch your hand like this and keep the palm like this. Close your hands and inhale and exhale and visualize you're inhaling through the hands and see whether you feel any sensation in the palm of your hands. Inhale and exhale and feel your inhaling through the palms and exhaling through the palms. How many of you feel a sensation in the palm? Raise your hand. Okay, about 30, 40, 50, 40, 50% of you are able to feel it, or more maybe. So when you feel that, what is happening is, Geeta, you can observe when we inhale, we are opening the palm of the hands. And then when you close and you begin to exhale, I want you to notice, you will feel there is something in your hand like air is trying to blow out, but then because you're holding it out, you feel the same pressure helping to clear out to the top of the head. So try one time. When you close immediately and you're exhaling, do you feel something in the palm of your hands? So that is the reason, yes. So that is the reason why you close in the beginning before coming. If you do it gradually, then what happens is you cannot get the extra cleansing that goes to the top of the head. Okay. So now, okay, that is done. Anand, are you there? Anand Moholkar has left. Okay, that's fine. I was concerned about his, so he is gone. That's fine. Okay. Anybody else? Any questions, thoughts? So I see Uma over here. Uma, somebody picked up on your thought, and yesterday they asked me to do the full summary of the Yoga Sutras.
They did.
Yeah, so we did that in the session in 17 minutes. So if you want to go and look up the recording in YouTube, you'll get the 17-minute version.
Thank you. I will.
Okay. So somebody, anyway, that's fine. It was Gabriel who asked the question. Okay. Any other questions? Any thoughts?
I think Sureshji has been wanting to ask something.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just raising my hand to give the feedback on the closing of it.
Yes, you could feel the
I
difference.
felt similar to Geeta, but I felt blood flow into my head, and then a sense of lightheadedness at the end of it when I was done, but slightly increased sensation. The sensation usually are like tingling around my mouth, and my sinus will kind of vibrate. That was slightly increased, but I do feel almost as if that's going to help my blood pressure. I don't know, but the blood flow almost made me lightheaded at the end of the session.
See, what happens is blood pressure has three mechanisms by which it impacts you. Okay. One mechanism is because of constant busy activity in the head with lot of what you would call a stress. You have to do this, you have to do that, and feeling of taking the whole world's load on yourself. Then when that happens, that typically results in the higher number, what is called the systolic blood pressure, to go up. But the diastolic typically remains about the same as before. You know, the normal healthy diastolic is usually between 70 to 80, and the systolic normal is about 120, right? So the what happens is if the systolic goes up to 130, 140, 150 like that, but the diastolic remains well contained, it only means what is happening is there is enough stress in your head and your head is not getting enough blood flow and oxygen. And so what happens is right in the neck over here, there is a place called the carotid area here. There is a sensor called the baroreceptors. And what is the nature of the baroreceptors? They are along the blood vessel wall, so they can feel the pressure. So literally it is like a sensor that senses how much blood supply, how much pressure there is going into the head. And so if the head wants more blood to flow in over there, this is the sensor over there that says increase the blood pressure. And increase of the blood pressure works through the nervous system to go into the heart to pump faster or whatever to take the blood pressure higher. Now, so if only the higher number, if only the systolic is high and the diastolic is not affected, this neck exercises you do very slowly. Inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale. This very slow neck exercises you do, that loosens up the baroreceptors and the blood vessels that are going to the head. And so you'll typically find 10 to 20 point drop in the systolic blood pressure. But that is only if the systolic blood pressure is the problem. But for many people, that's not the case. For many people, the diastolic will go up from 80 to 90 or 95, and the systolic at the same time will go up to 140, 145 things. If that is the case, that will not solve the problem. And when the diastolic is high, then this breathing exercise you did will solve the problem. And the reason is because the diastolic is also related to the processing of the deoxygenated blood through the lungs. So when you do this, this deep breathing, the lungs effectiveness increases. And so this way, we can do many more things. And what else? And the third control is actually very interesting, but it is very rare. For most of the blood pressure cases, it is this both systolic and diastolic goes up. That's probably 40-50% of the cases. Then there is another 30-40% of the cases where only the systolic goes up. And there is a third level of case where all of this goes up, but on the other hand, it has got nothing to do with the breathing. It has got everything to do with the nervous system. And for that, the Ujjayi Pranayama we did in the beginning, that takes care of it. So it is very interesting. For each mechanism, there is a different way to address the blood pressure. Actually, more fascinating is, with respect to modern medication for blood pressure, they are more limited in their application of the mechanism. In the sense, what happens is there is one category of medications that loosens up the blood vessels. They call it as calcium channel blockers. Another class of medication is the one that slows down the heart rate by relaxing the heart muscles. They call it as beta blockers. But the most popular one that is used is, they're called the ACE inhibitors and the ARBs. The ACE inhibitors and ARBs, actually, if you have heard of any medication with the ending name sartan, like, losartan and valsartan and all of these sartans, they're all called ARBs. That is angiotensin receptor blockers. And then there is the other thing called, they end with the pril, lisinopril in the US and various others. Those are all called calcium channel. Lisinopril is a ACE inhibitor. And then both of these ARBs and ACE inhibitors, they work through the kidney response. You see, what happens is when you have stress in the system, the body produces a lot of toxins. And the toxins that are in the blood are filtered out by the kidney. And so the kidney works literally like your coffee percolators at home. It is letting the, filtering out that way. So what ends up happening is, if it finds there is too much toxin, the kidney is in a hurry to filter out. So it'll ask the blood to increase the blood pressure so that it can filter faster. And in process of doing this, it does two things. It damages the filter in the kidney in the long term. But at the same time, what happens is, and so that is the reason, the first level of treatment for blood pressure is the ACE inhibitor or the ARBs, because they protect the kidney and at the same time, they reduce the blood pressure. But then your toxins leave your system slower. So, and then the last class of medication is, if nothing else works, for people who have seen 30, 40 years ago, family members who might have had high blood pressure, the first thing they say is reduce your salt, right? So if you reduce the salt, the water retention in the blood goes down. So the thing is, basically, if you reduce, these days they give you a medicine for it. So eat as much salt as you want, but instead they'll give you a medication called, the class of it is called diuretic. They actually take away the water from the blood, so there is less liquid to pump around. So that way it brings down the blood pressure.
Isn't aspirin also used for the same purpose as
No, aspirin is more a blood thinner.
Okay.
And blood thinner is more often used if there is a risk of a stroke happening to a person, or for that matter, coronary artery blockages. So if the blood flow through the heart's wall, the coronary arteries are sitting in the heart's wall, which are giving oxygen to the heart muscle, right? So if there is any narrowing of the arteries, aspirin helps to open it up. And aspirin, because it makes the blood thinner, and so it will flow through a little easier. And at the same time, it prevents from having a stroke by having a blood clot in the head. So that is how aspirin does. Anyway, so these are, we didn't intend to get into this discussion, but all of that, took care of it. So any other questions? So Geeta, are you doing your Kapalbhati?
Yes, doctor. I'm doing it.
Do you find any difference?
I didn't find any difference as yet, but it is helping, helping in a way, like my eyes used to, I used to have a lot of strain in my eyes, but it's better now.
It will take good 6 months for you to completely recover. But on the other hand, you should be able to feel a difference in a month or two. You may want to dig up your old glasses.
10.
Okay, so the next one, what else?
Quick question, Dr. Narayanan. So from tomorrow, you will continue to do Yoga Sutras here too?
No. Here we will wait till we finish the Yoga Sutra in that section, so that people who want the double routine, they can come back over here again. So Manuja, when are you picking up the machine?
We picked it up just today.
Very good. So tomorrow you're ready for it to be set up, right?
Yes, but I don't know how to set it up.
Well, I'll give you the instruction.
Okay.
We'll do a video call. We'll just set up a time.
Okay.
So depending upon what time you wake up, you're 3 hours behind me, right?
Yes.
Just let me know what is a good time and we'll set it up.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Okay, send me a text message or an email and we'll set it up.
Okay.
Actually, Manuja is going to be working with our instrument that measures the nadi. It's a Russian instrument that is able to assess the electromagnetic communication in the body. And I think for many of you, in the initial settings, I was able to share with you. Actually, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to share with you a very interesting case since we have the time today. And this is going to blow all your minds away. Okay? What I'm going to show you is, have you heard of pulmonary fibrosis? You have not heard of pulmonary fibrosis. Pulmonary fibrosis is an irreversible disease condition where the lungs in the, lungs have this alveoli, the air sacs, right? And the air sacs, they're like small little tiny balloons. And so when the air goes in over there, at the walls of it are like the walls are like spider webs, okay? So fine. So that is where the oxygen and carbon dioxide exchange takes place. Okay? And so what happens is now in this place, when it loses its elasticity, it becomes very thick, and then all of this becomes hard structures. When it becomes hard structure, it can no longer take in oxygen and exchange carbon dioxide. Oxygen cannot do that. When that happens, the lung is degenerating and falling away. So a certain amount of your lung, even if you lose, you're okay. But once if people have difficulty breathing, then they will go in and check and they will find pulmonary fibrosis means they're losing part of their lung. It is becoming stiff. And this is a irreversible disease condition. And so we had one person who had this condition, and we were able to, we have been working with him for 1 month. And this man is a person who does research with lung diseases. So he's a scientist who does diseases with the lungs. But he had enough faith to come to us for yoga. And in 1 month, I will show you the results that came. And I will show you what results we got in the first. You see, when we use the Russian machine in a single setting, if I ask you to do an exercise, in the pre-post measurement, I will know whether it's going to work for you or not. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the pre-post reading for this person, and then I will show you what the current data is all about. Okay? Anu, you need to make me, give me the ability to share screen. Okay, here I'm going to share the screen. Manuja, were you able to see for last time when I first presented this, were you there?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
I was
good.
there.
Yeah, so you know how the finger readings that we take translate into this, right?
Oh, I forgot.
Okay, so this was his first reading. But we'll work through it tomorrow. So in his first reading, we saw he had 50 joules with 97% this thing, and all the organ systems, how they were, we could see that. And in the second, and after he did one mantra, you can see that 50 joules went up to 52 joules and with 96% balance. After the second mantra, 52 joules, 99% balance. And if we put all three in comparison mode, then you can see what happens over here. We can see how the chakras changed. Okay, but that's, let me look over here. Analysis wise, the stress level is pretty high all through. That won't tell me. Okay, this is it. Okay. There are a few key numbers here. The energy level, the stress, these are very important numbers. And of course, the balance. And the entropy coefficient is also very important. Now, let's look at how the lungs are looking over here. Now, this is the lungs. Okay? And this overall respiratory system. Well, we see some minor changes here, but here, from here, you cannot tell everything. Now we can also look at the central nervous system connecting into the lungs. That is here, the thoracic spine. And we can also look at the nervous system. Look at the nervous system changes. And we can also look at the immune system, not very much. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing this and I'm going to show you something else that will give you the insight of what we are looking for. And I can share all of that with you later. So Okay, here I'm going to share another screen for you. And this screen I'm sharing is exactly the comparison we did between the 3 readings we did on that instrument. Now here we take 2 factors into account. We take not only the immune system into account, actually we take 3 factors. We take the energy of communication is the first row in anything, and the second row is the entropy factor. And are there any communication engineers over here? You know what is entropy, right? From physics background, right? Entropy is basically disorganized information or any sense of disorganization. So if entropy is high, it is bad. If entropy is low, it is better. So we use these 2 numbers to see what changes happened. This is the left hand and this is the right hand, and this is the average of the 2. And what we see is a 20% improvement is a significant improvement. And what we see is the first one was the first mantra that was used. The second reading is the impact of the second mantra. And so you can see what it did to the immune system. When we factor the entropy factor and the energy of communication together, we can see where it had a big impact. Look at the impact on the thoracic spine, which you saw over there. The number you saw change was from 2.47 to 3.3. And you can see how all of that parses out over here. And if you look further up here, you can see what impact it had on the respiratory system. The spleen, hypothalamus all had very big impact. Pituitary gland had a huge impact. The very interesting part is the part that has showed impact over here is the trachea, the upper part. Whereas on the other hand, when it came to the other parts of the respiratory system, we didn't see as much impact. But cardiovascular, look at the impact on the cardiovascular system. Cardiovascular system, the cerebral zone vessels, this is a measure of blood pressure, was a huge impact. And the overall cardiovascular system improved in a very big way. And so we asked the person to do it. Now I'll show you what was the measured result for you, okay? Okay, so this man has been keeping daily records of how the beings have been. Every day upon waking up, he will take his oxygen saturation level, then the heart rate at that time, and then before breakfast, he does his practice. After the first, this is baseline. This is oxygen and heart rate for after the first mantra, after the second mantra, and the afternoon practice. All of this he's keeping. All right. So if we take a 7-day average and we look at it, what we have found is over a 1-month period, you can see when he wakes up, his oxygen saturation is like 92%, which is on the slightly low side. You can see 92, 91%. But then once he is had his shower and things, then you can see it has slowly increased from 94 to 95 point something. And after he does the practice, you can see there is a shift. There is a little bit of a change from 94 to 94.7 to 96.1 after the second mantra. And the man who, every time you can see right over here, the numbers, how we are keeping the track. This man, after 1 month of practice, in the last few days, I spoke to him day before. In the last few days, when he's climbing steps, he doesn't feel any lack of energy. Previously, if he climbs step, he will be huffing and puffing. Now, no more. So He's keeping track of the record. So this is how we do the research. We figure out what to do and how we capture the data and all of that. So that goes over here for today. Any questions? Okay, see you then all tomorrow. Namaste.
Thank you, doctor.
Do you have any experience with these COVID patients with fibrosis, pulmonary fibrosis?
Sorry, actually,
COVID patients have a lot of pulmonary fibrosis.
yes.
Yes, with them.
And so the key part is, remember something, we are outside conventional medicine system. And so unless there is somebody with a deep belief comes and talks to me, for me to go and talk to them will be banging my head against a wall. Okay? But I'll tell you something, there is something else that has worked is, actually now that you tell me this, I'm going to try it with somebody else. We have some people in Dubai and in Mumbai who are working with the mantra we have applied for patients. We have worked with 12 COVID patients. And not this mantra, but something else. And you're doing it, that Jaime Mam mantra, which we did, which I've been doing regularly. If this mantra is done for 3 hours continuously, people can get over the COVID. Actually, not get over the COVID. They can actually get over any tiredness and weakness that comes because of bad breathing. But the COVID will go through its duration, whether 14 days or whatever, it will be the same thing, but they will not have the negative respiratory effects.
That's
Okay.
good.
And so they won't have the negative respiratory effect, but the COVID will take its course. So this we have validated with a number of people. And what we have also seen is people who are asthmatic and people who catch a flu and cold and they feel congested in the chest, if they do this, in a matter of few hours, they get over it. And lastly, what we also see is now that you have brought this issue about the pulmonary fibrosis, I think these doctors who are working with me in Dubai, Mumbai, and over here in the US, I'm going to suggest this to them. Maybe they can take it forward. Good idea.
Thank you.
Thank you. Namaste. Good night.
Good night. Thank you.